year is 1976 and you've just purchased a brand new VW Beetle 1600L. But let's fast forward to now, 2024. What similarities does this car have with a modern car? It's got 4 wheels, 4 tires and a steering wheel, but that's about where it ends. Which is why I'm gonna do a deep dive with the VW Beetle 1600L behind me, because this is Retro Review. Let's start with the front. You've got this chrome bumper over here with integrated indicators. Pretty high tech for the time. Then you've got these reflectors here, which are OEM fitted. And remember, it's white for the front and red for the back. In the front, of course, you've got the chrome detailing around the headlights. And then, of course, this is where you open the bonnet. Easy action, and underneath here you've got the full-sized Ross-style spare wheel. Even modern cars today don't come with spare wheels oftentimes and have the fidgety little gel. No, no, no. This is what you want. This over here is what Porsche owners call the frunk. It's got some space to put some things. There's not a lot going on in front here, but that doesn't matter. The owner is very proud of this car, and we'll talk to him later because he's a huge PK fan. You guys might know who I'm talking about. Every single spring on this car works perfectly. And inside here, interestingly, you'll see the details for what the KPA on the tires are supposed to be. These tires, incidentally, are 15-inch, which was ginormous for the time. With these retro reviews, we like to choose cars that are period correct and as they were when they first came out. And this car is no different. I mean, just look at the function on the locking mechanism and then the doors. I mean, this is better than the Golf Mark 1. Of course, we've got the chrome bumpers that jut out the back on these stalks over here. Typical crash protection of the time. And then there's the engine, which, and watch this, starts first time. And of course, let's not forget those twin rear exhausts, because this, folks, is the 1600L. So sitting inside this car is, as Mike always puts it, jumping inside a time capsule. You've got the most comfy seats you've ever experienced. Don't we just miss springed seats? Hey? No lumbar support and no side sills that bother the hips. It's just a comfortable seat to get you from A to B. But no headrests. But who needs headrests in the 70s? I mean, we don't have inertia real seat belts either, only these units that do clip at the back there though. I still need to figure out how I'm going to put these on though. You've got these winding windows over here where every action of every component is absolutely spot on. And who remembers the Ram air conditioning of old? Because there won't be any aircon in this one, that I can promise you. What there is, though, is a heater. And that heater is worked from the side of the handbrake over here with these 2 levers, each of which opens the vents at the back. Clever, interesting, and functional. So here we are behind the wheel of the VW Beetle. And so far, so good, I gotta say. But let's start with the things we don't like. We're going on a downhill, and yeah, that is the brake pedal, but there is zero feel on that brake pedal, people. Zero. It is, of course, drum brakes all around, which means that you don't get the cooling of discs on the front. Now, the brakes work, and if you recall, one of the big problems with these cars was when you brake, it pulled to the side. This car doesn't do that. It doesn't pull to the side at all when you brake. In fact, it slows down perfectly straight. But you do have to kind of plan your braking a little bit more than in most cars. The steering is pretty responsive in the middle, surprisingly, but it's not a big dead zone. For those of you guys that don't know what lock-to-lock was or is, it was something that all manufacturers bragged about when the car would turn left or right. And this one's lock-to-lock is very, very impressively low, especially for a car without power steering. This little mechanism over here is, for me, one of my favorites. I always remember that on most cars that had them, it didn't really work. But on this car, it works flawlessly, and you can even lock it perfectly into place. Now, the suspension. It's pretty hard, but comfortable in the sense that you don't get any of those jarring bumps. And I think that's because of the higher profile tires on here that were so common back in the day. And I love it. I think it drives really well. This car, though, I have to admit, is probably one of the better driving Beetles you'll ever see. So this is the standard when it comes to how a car like this is supposed to drive. I'm sitting quite close to the steering wheel, as you can see. And I've got my seatbelt on, which is adjustable from the bottom, incidentally. But the reason I'm sitting so close is because I'm trying to get to this clutch pedal, and the clutch pedal is actually quite far to the left. The brake and accelerator feel like they're in the right spot, but the clutch feels like it's far over on the passenger side. Interesting quirk of the time for a car like this. In the front here, you only get one dial, and that dial houses the speedo and fuel tank and not much else. I don't see a heat gauge yet, so yeah, I think we better get this car back as soon as possible because I don't want to deal with an overheating Beetle in the middle of Joburg. The switchgear on this car is almost perfect. When it comes to the light switches, when it comes to the cubbyhole, the indicator, everything works exactly as it did when this car was first produced. And then one of my favorite features, something that in most cars doesn't work, but in this car still does, it is just unbelievable that all of these features are still so as good as new, because this is really impressive. Of course, you only get one rear view mirror, which is adjustable like this. It doesn't have a rim, though. It's actually a sort of a rimless rear view mirror, which I've only seen again in very modern cars like Volvo's new EX30 and others. So some state-of-the-art technology over there, or should I say state-of-the-art technology. So when I said that the owner of this vehicle might be someone familiar to you all, this is who I was talking about. Michael, this one's just been added to the garage. Please don't interrupt me while I'm talking. I'm the host of the show. But over to you now. Please tell us about your beautiful car.
Absolute pleasure to be a guest. This particular vehicle has got a wonderful story. You did a little piece on it at Cars in the Park in George, the old George car show.
Yeah, a friend of yours, in fact, was there, and you asked me to go have a chat to him, check out the car. We had a casual conversation, and then next thing I know,
Stefanus Potgieter, I've known you close on 20 years. I never knew you owned an original, immaculate, one family-owned VW Beetle. When I did find out, unfortunately, it was game over for you.
When it comes to this car, let's talk about the driving experience. I've just driven it now. You were just telling me off camera that you didn't know it had a synchro mesh when you first got it. It drives incredibly smoothly.
Now, I've often mentioned I've been in the motor trade for 30 plus years. I may have, but I don't recall ever driving a VW Beetle before this. When I drove this car for the first time, I was blown away. It's tractable, the synchro gearbox, the light steering. You drive on the highway 100, 110, you're keeping up with traffic. Absolutely stand out. If you took any youngster today who's just going to go get their driver's license, 18 years old, put them in a Kia Picanto, Hyundai Atos, or any car of that caliber, I promise you it is super, super easy. Try drive this. The gears are smooth, but they're not like silky smooth.
You need to position them exactly right. Even reverse gear, but this car again, when you go to reverse gear, it's in a weird spot, but it's in the same spot every time.
For sure. Now, what is interesting for me, cars of this period, many are well restored. This is not well restored. This is well maintained. everything works. The window winders, the little quarter vents. I'm sure you checked that out.
Oh yeah, I've checked every little detail on this car. And although there aren't that many features, the features that are on here work.
Absolutely. Talking about working, we would love to work for you, our fans, our followers. If you have any vehicle from this period, a little bit older, a little bit newer, call us, call me. He'll do the work.